Hey guys, and welcome back to the Donkey Kong Jungle Beat playthrough. Yes. Reeves. Donkey Kong. Ice.
The AURORA Glacier.
Yes.
Then, again, do themes really mean anything in Jungle Beat?
Well, like, it's basically just your generic, like, hazards. Like, we're on ice, so, Donkey Kong's a little bit slipperier than normal, but it's not really a huge thing. Like, you know, there's lava in the lava level. There's, you know, but, you know, it's really just a matter of what's there, what's, like, justified for you to interact with. It's not like there's any major level gimmicks. Yeah. It's a pretty, honestly, other than the combo system, it's a pretty typical platformer. You play it with bongos. So
I'd imagine because you're playing with the bongos, you don't have to really worry about your environment.
Not
like you're slipping and sliding, honestly, but does that reflect on your, you know, bongo playing at all?
Well, yeah, because like it's again like one of the things about the bongos is that it is a little bit harder to be precise, which is harder than which is emphasized by the fact that we are on ice. Like earlier, because Donkey Kong was sliding so much, I rammed face first into the spiky thing, the fuzzy spiky thing. Not that, the one that was just on screen. Oh, I did it again. Okay, now this is just something about Donkey Kong, but I never remember any of the enemy names in this game. Like, or in any of the games, really, like, other than Kremling, like, that they're called the Kremlings in the Donkey Kong Country games. I can never remember what any of these guys are supposed to be called, ever.
Well, the Donkey Kong Country series in general had enemy names that were easy to remember while you were playing the game because they often listed them their names in the credits, or you probably had the manual at that point in time.
Well, the Donkey Kong manuals are ones that you'd actually want to read because Cranky Kong like yells at you in them.
And I don't know about you, but I like being ridiculed.
But yeah.
That would explain a lot, John.
I think you need to look in the mirror and take a long, hard look at your life, Ted.
Sure.
It's time to put the cigarette down.
Okay. I'm not sure exactly what was going on there, but...
Is that a reference to something, or what?
No, I'm just talking out of my ass.
You use your mouth to talk.
You'd be surprised, Ted. You'd be surprised. What the hell are these? These pigs?
Yeah, they're pigs. They're the fucking tutorial pigs from Donkey Kong Country Returns.
And now they must pay.
You see, this is my revenge on that asshole. I hate him. Like, I don't get angry at most other, like, Super Guide kind of things. Like, I don't get angry at the Cosmic Rosalina from Galaxy 2. I don't get angry at the little block from New Super Mario Brothers. But I get angry at the fucking pig from Donkey Kong. Like, am I the only one that does that? Is that just me?
I'm not really sure what the difference is, so you're gonna have to explain it.
Well, like, in Donkey Kong Country Returns, like, there's a super guy, like, an awful lot of, what the hell am I doing? Am I trying to back air the bananas or something? But in Donkey Kong Country Returns, it's got a super guide, like a lot of other Nintendo games. And when the super guide pops up, there's this little pig that appears at the checkpoint, and he waves the flag, like, oh, do you need help? Are you not good at the video game? And I think it's probably just because Donkey Kong Country Returns is kind of bullshit in a lot of places where you're gonna die like 4 or 5 times at the same spot.
And I think that they're just not being subtle with what the pig does. You know, a white flag being waved. You know, you touch that pig, and you're pretty much saying, "I surrender. I give up."
Is it easy to touch the pig by accident?
No, like you touch the pig, and it'll go, do you want to turn on Super Kong? And then you can say yes or no. So it's not like you can do it by accident. I just think that he's mocking me, and that doesn't really, I don't really ever have that issue with any other game. Like, not that I don't.
The thing is, I just think about it, Jungle Beat came before Returns, and you just beat the pigs into submission. Ted, you forced those pigs to become tutorial pigs. You have no one to blame but yourself.
But
They surrender, Ted. They're waving the white flag.
Oh no. I'm my own worst enemy.
What else is new?
So, for the lava pillars here, I'm guessing you're just timing your bongo hits.
Yeah, you just gotta to time. It's pretty basic shit. One thing that again, like I mentioned that Jungle Beat, I think has a kind of an underrated soundtrack, but something that I forgot to mention is that they do a lot of dynamic kind of stuff with the OST. That actually a lot of Nintendo games tend to do. Like, for instance, when you've got a pretty large combo going, the people in the background will start chanting "Go, go, go" in time with the music, and I don't know, just I really like games that do stuff like that. Again, because I put a lot of emphasis on sound in video games. I think
that's a practice Nintendo's been doing since I would say Mario World. Yeah, you got the background music, and every time you ride Yoshi, they add drum samples.
Oh yeah, I first think Banjo-Kazooie, but that's probably just because I played that first. But yeah, it's just I don't know. It just for some reason I don't see it an awful lot in other games, and it's just it's a thing that I really like. So I just thought I'd call attention to it.
Yeah, I can imagine it's difficult, not just to program, but to get the music sounding right so that, you know, it's even doable in the first place. But then I don't know much about music, so I could just be overestimating how intimidating that looks.
Not as much as you'd think, because it is the same. The one thing that you'll notice is that it is the same kind of go chant. And oh wait, hold on for a moment. We've got a pirouetting panda bear here. This deserves all of.
Stop the presses!
Yeah. This guy's annoying. I can never remember how I'm supposed to deal with this guy, because like my instinct is to just like beat him up, but then I remember that I have to.
My question is, what is the thought process? You Smash Brothered him to death. Okay. My question is, what is the thought process behind that boss character? Did they just say, okay, let's take a bunch of random words and put two of them together so that they alliterate, and that'll be our next boss?
Well, you know the Miyamoto dartboard, like where he puts a whole bunch of different ideas onto the dartboard, and for like the past 10 years, it's always been hitting Mario 3. I'm pretty sure like one of them, tiny in the bullseye, was pirouetting Panda Bear, and they just happened to hit that one.
Miyamoto, we've been hitting Mario 3 very often for like the last 10 years. Let me see those darts. No, Mario 3 brand darts. Miyamoto.
These darts are loaded.
This dart's on a piece of string that leads directly to the Mario 3 spot.
Man, that never stops looking weird, does it?
Yeah, it's like would Donkey Kong.
The black eggs are really hard to get in the Chao Garden. They cost a lot, if I remember correctly.
The more reason why I don't care about that sort of thing.
Well, that's just you though. There are a sizable amount of people who play the Chao Garden more than
I know. There are people. I know people that get more out of the Chao Garden than the actual main adventure. Nothing wrong with that. It's just I just don't care myself. So.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I actually like the Chao Garden and I want to care, but at the same time, I just don't have the patience for it. Have you ever been in that situation where there's a thing in a game, or maybe even not in a game, like in a book or something, that you really want to like, but through no problem of the material itself, you just can't get into it?
Bayonetta. That's just me in that game in a nutshell. Well, except for the fact that they like keep on throwing 10-minute cutscenes in my face. That's annoying, but like the gameplay, that's just basically me with that in a nutshell.
Yeah, basically me and RTSs.
You know, they kind of ease up on the 10-minute cutscene problem throughout the midpoint of the game. The middle, like most of the cutscene wait is toward the beginning and toward the end. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
pretty
lot
much
of
the same deal. Pretty much the same deal as Devil May Cry, really.
And to its credit, 2 does a better job overall with pacing, except for the intro, which is just as long, I would say, than the first one.
Yeah. Oh, God. Donkey Kong must be set for like 20 winters by now.
20 winters is like 1 winter our time, Lewis. It's not saying much.
No, no, again, like, why are you telling us this halfway through the game, guys? Jesus.
Peach Kingdom. Is that a subset of the Mushroom Kingdom?
No, this is you see, these 2 levels are where Peach actually rules.
Or she became more of a narcissist and decided to rename the Mushroom Kingdom into Peach Kingdom.
Well, her original name was Princess Toadstool.
No, only in America. Only in America. She was always Peach in Japan.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Yeah, and Bowser was always Koopa. Koopa was always Bowser. No, wait.
Sorry.
Of all the things they
you're
could have
wrong.
renamed her for the American market, why Toadstool?
I think
Because
it's,
there are mushrooms everywhere.
yeah, I think that was mostly it, just to keep it consistent. More likely.
Yeah, but it's not like Princess Peach is a bad name as far as its localization goes. So I don't understand the logic.
Well, to be fair, like Super Mario Brothers, when it came out, was probably the most complex story to localize ever in a video game.
We don't want to confuse the kids. So let's change Peach's name to Toadstool, and let's just have Mario brutally murder everyone because they're secretly blocks.
Oh man, like, is that still canon? Please tell me that's still canon.
We'd like to think so, but I don't know. I'd just like to view it now as an interesting footnote in this series, canon. Humble beginnings and all, but no, I don't think it's canon anymore.
Oh.
I don't think Mario even knows what's canon anymore because, like, you've got the RPGs, then you've got the platformers that never reference the RPGs at all, and then you've got the different continuities in the platformers like Galaxy 1 and Galaxy 2 and all that.
Yeah, like Mario lives in some sort of perpetual negative zone.
Oh wow, Luigi got his Smash Ball that often?
No. Well, yeah, yes.
No,
Yeah, that's exactly what happens.
You know what? Maybe that's why DK is on a constant hunt for new bananas. Mario's dimensional fluxes keep ruining his dinner.
Maybe everyone in the Mushroom Kingdom suffers from the problem Drew Barrymore had in 50 First Dates. I'm not sure if you guys ever seen that movie.
No, I've seen that movie, and it kind of creeps me out, to be honest, because it ends with her having a kid. Like, let's imagine that happened to you. Like, you wake up one morning and you're 5 months pregnant. Okay, yeah. Sure, that's not gonna cause you mental problems. Oh, wait.
Don't worry, Ted. She'll forget it all by the night.
Yeah, like, doesn't anybody have any ethical concerns about this entire... Like, I get that it's a Drew Barrymore movie and you're not supposed to think about it. It's like...
No, it's an Adam Sandler movie.
Oh, I thought... Oh, it's an Adam Sandler... Well, Drew Barrymore's...
That's even worse.
Like, look, I used to love watching the guy back when I was a young teenager. It's just that his string of movies recently is just... what happened to the Sandler I loved?
Did you guys watch Grown Ups? Because
No, I did not.
Because I walked in on my brothers watching Grown Ups, and I decided to sit down and see what was going on. And after 10 minutes, somebody was getting pissed on by a deer, and I decided to leave.
Sandler.
Yeah.
Actually, I still haven't seen Happy Gilmore.
Oh, you gotta watch Happy Gilmore though.
That's one of the
Such a
actually
good
good
movie.
ones, so yeah, you should
Yeah.
watch that. I think
I'll
you
get
know,
to it.
I started to lose interest in Adam Sandler movies around the time of Mr. Deeds. Not to say that Mr. Deeds itself was a bad movie. It's kind of an Adam Sandler remake of an actually good movie, I think it is. But
yeah, it's a remake.
But you know, it's around that time Adam Sandler movies just sort of became the same old jokes and running gags over and over again, with a different plot each time.
Yeah,
So-
I think Deeds was around the time. I think Deeds is the last Sandler movie I got some enjoyment out of. It's not my favorite Sandler movie, but you know, some enjoyment is better than no enjoyment because I don't know. Maybe it's these different writers, or he's just has a severe case of writer's block that's extending in nearly a decade.
Hey, hang on, was that a fake goalpost or something?
No, because we're in an ice level, we're getting a different end of level minigame, and this is actually the best one, because this is, I screw up there, but it's really easy to get a super high bonus in the yak riding end of stage minigames. Like, normally you just have to pound on the bongos to eat the bananas, but there you just gotta time your jumps so that you jump over a certain amount of pits, and the more pits you jump over, the higher of a banana bonus you get there. Like, I got 90 and I messed up relatively early. 90 is about 40 more than you normally get at the end of a stage. So you can get, I think I've gotten like 150 bananas off of one of those ones before. So
okay.
Yeah. So again, like it's a little bit more involved than the normal end of stage mini game, but it's also a lot more rewarding.
Yeah, I get you. Okay. No, I just like it's been
sorry,
oh,
sorry. I
Jesus.
got 90. I got 99 pedals out of 100.
Oh man, that's terrible.
And now that it's just that flower's gonna be laughing at me for the entire
Just take your anger out on this bird.
No, the bird's my friend.
Uh-oh. Take your anger. Is that propeller bee?
Yep, we're gonna. Yep, birds and the bees.
No, I don't want to hear that shit. You said you missed feathers, was it?
Yeah,
One feather?
You know, it's funny you say that because this is a slightly accurate depiction of how the birds and the bees usually plays out. The bird desperately trying to get to where the bee is, and the bee.
And Donkey Kong watches.
What? Okay, I don't get the birds and the bees as like a metaphor for like the sex talk, because which one is the bird and which one's the bee? I don't get it.
I'm not really sure, but I'm pretty sure the bee has to do with flowers, so I'm going to assume that's meant to be the feminine side.
Yeah, I learned everything about sex through the Spice Channel, so I don't know anything about birds and bees either.
It's like I just oh that was bad.
Yeah, there's no instant death as far as I can tell in Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, so you don't have to worry about that. Like, you don't have to worry about crushing or lava or anything.
Well, if Sonic can frickin' walk around on lava, Donkey Kong at least better be able to pull off the Mario hot foot.
But what about Danky King?
Huh?
I don't know who this Danky Kang is.
Lewis, you haven't seen that? Danky, you haven't seen the majesty of Danky King?
Is that like a Along from Pennsylvania kind of thing?
Yeah,
sort of. There was a Final Jeopardy. It was a Jeopardy episode, and the Final Jeopardy was this video game character is blue,
It's fake,
and
though.
collect rings, and then the lady said Danky King.
It's fake though.
Cute
it was
people
fake, though.
drawing blue Donkey Kong with rings in kind of a derpy face.
It was confirmed fake, Ryan?
Yeah.
Wait, it was confirmed fake? Aww.
Yeah.
Wait, why would she? Oh, damn it. I can only ever do the ground pound move when I don't want to. But why would you do that? Why would you be fake? Like, in that instance. Like,
Yeah, I guess people are making fun of adults not knowing the first thing about video games, you know?
well, true. Yeah, I don't know.
It's to see how many people honestly take it seriously, which you honestly did, so...
Well, no, I just
mission
like...
successful.
I still think it's funny.
It is funny.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with laughing at it. It's just,
Yeah.
It's not real. Unfortunately. Now sit down and play your Sonic.
Sorry.
Now, there is some pretty amusing stuff that comes from adults misunderstanding video games, though. Like, my dad used to think a Pikachu was something that got angry and ate everything in the room.
What?
And this was like years and years and years ago, back when our PlayStation was new, I think. But he basically had only a basic parent's knowledge of what Pokemon were, which meant he thought the show was the same thing all the time, which wasn't quite true at the time. That didn't become true until several seasons later, when it became pretty clear nothing was ever going to change with regards to characters and plot. But
No, according to my parents and grandparents, every Pokemon was Pikachu.
yeah.
Maybe it was because I played Pokemon so much, but my parents weren't really that bad. Like, they know Jigglypuff at the very least.
Same 1-2 punch with this thing.
Yeah,
Except
basically.
with
He
the-
gets a few, again, they get a handful of new moves each time. So it is, like, it's not like the bosses, like, just get an increased health bar or something. They are actually harder. Well, like, they do get faster, but they get new moves and stuff. So it's a real escalation in difficulty as opposed to fake difficulty, but it's just the same 4 bosses over and over again.
Did
Like-
you see the faces on these pineapples?
Oh yeah, they're really happy.
They want to die.
Yeah.
Ted, this is depressing me. Turn the game off.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Well,
Oh dear.
the elephant's shooting a Kamehameha at you. How about that?
Yeah, but that's acceptable.
Why? So why isn't that okay? So a giant metallic monstrosity of a elephant doesn't depress you, but exploding pineapples do.
Well, no, because a robotic elephant that shoots lasers from its schnoz is awesome. Make
Sure.
it a band-aid.
At least until you start playing the game.
Well-
Then it's not so awesome.
Yeah, this is probably the most boring boss easily because it's a very easy. It's you know the pretty standard. I hate when that happens. Cutscene taking away my ability to do lots of damn.
Ryan, I don't know what to think of this, Ryan. Ryan, help me.
Just don't look at it and it'll go away.
Ryan!
I said don't look at it and it'll go away.
It has a heart, so it must be able to feel. Right?
It has a heart-shaped balloon popping out of its chest, which might just be the result of a breast implant for all you know.
It's more than Roxas. More than what Roxas got.
No, nobodies can have hearts.
Wait, but I thought.
Oh yeah, there's this whole plot element in Dream Drop Distance where you find out like the nobodies in Organization 13 were actually growing hearts and Xemnas lied to them or something or other. I forget how it goes.
Fuck that series, man.
There's no better way to wrap up a loose end than by saying, I lied.
Teehee.
Now we're watching Lost.
Why would you be lost? Watching Lost. Like,
Well, you
seriously.
thought it was good in the first place.
I won't say anything.
Ooh, you
Hey,
got a platinum.
I kind of did awful during the levels, so I'm surprised that I did.
Opposite day bonus.
Hey, you know, that happens to me sometimes. I think I'm doing utterly terrible, and then I get the highest rank, and I'm like, what?
Perhaps now I am Super Saiyan Lewis. Who is it?
10 out of 10. Donkey Kong wins the Mario and Sonic Olympic Games. Oh, I almost ended the Skype call instead of closing my Audacity.